meatheads at it.
Oliver needs a big game. Viney needs a big game for the D. So does Neil Bullen. Here we go.
Huge job ahead of that man on screen. Here we are. Makes jumps into him and little soccer from Brayshaw. Scramble centre of the ground. Viney taken out of it when he didn't have it or get a free.
And Jordan Lewis did the job as a negative forward on Jeremy McGovern last week, kicked 2 goals. I think he's doing the same thing on Carlisle.
Viney wants to go inside 50, it works. Bailey Fritsch, after a big game last week, takes it 35 from home.
13 marks last week, 22 touches, 4 goals for. That is a very, very good game.
Now, young Ryan Marshall set himself tonight against the best big man in the game, and he's been upended. He's had the wind completely taken out of his sails first bounce, and Maxi's done about a 100-metre sprint to try and make him work even harder.
Set shot there for Bailey Fritsch, so for a big start here for the Demons. Loves it. Couldn't script a better start. Firstly, Max jumping into the youngster and making him earn it. And then Bailey Fritsch, who's in a nice vein of form, getting on the end of it. So, perfect if you're a fan of the Demons.
Career high, 4 goals last week, Richo, for that man, Bailey Fritsch.
Beautiful kicking style. Left footers always look so elegant when they kick, and a good start for Bailey.
Now, looking forward to this centre bounce. Now, that's interesting. Ryan Marshall's decided to just take the conservative approach. He got manhandled, though, there by Big Max. Clayton Oliver onto it. And I think Richo might be right. That matchup, Jack Steele's playing some close attention. Again, it was Max Gawn. Pretty dominant. Little man Gresham, Viney.
Okay, guys, straight up now. Straight up, nothing in it. Let's go. Same 2.
Game's never been tougher for mine around this part. Around the initial stoppage, they smash in. Their technique's good. You've got to be really brave to be in there. And it's the Saints who emerge with this one. Patton gets it. High floating ball to half forward. Big Maxi. Well played.
Already got a glint in his eye, Big Max. Ball steered wide, it's nice.
Marshall's just got to work him over around the ground, push forward, try and take marks on Gawn forward, because clearly at the stoppages, Gawn's going to have a big advantage.
Petrarca's the long target. It gets to the back of him and over the line.
It's a good role for Jordan Lewis, I think, in the latter stage of his career, playing this negative forward role, because you know he'll get into smart positions. Carlisle's going to have to respect him.
Marshall to the front. Hunt went and found it. We know he's got good speed. Steers it in the Petrarca direction. Works his man over. Should go to Jordan Lewis by hand. He does. And he kicks the D second. Good start, Melbourne.
And well called from Matthew Richardson. The Jordan Lewis role, it could be a bit of a revolution for him. Revelation, I'm meaning to say. Revolution and a revelation, because he has got to be paid respect. You can see Carlisle, Richo, just on cue, as you picked it up. You can't leave him alone, Jordan Lewis. He's too smart, and as a result, Jordan Lewis gets on the end of one.
And normally Carlisle would just sift off, but he didn't want to leave Lewis. So look at this here. Carlisle, he's respecting Lewis because he gets into smart spots, and in the end he came over, but Jordan gets on the end of it and kicks a goal, and kicked 2-2 last week, and the 2 he missed were pretty easy shots. He should have kicked 4 on McGovern, so a good start here again for Lewis.
Ideal start for the Demons. Well played, Brayshaw. Harms, here they come again. And Jordan Lewis played it really well. Carlisle's their gun intercept marker. He's got a bit to think about. Petrarca with power and strength through the hips. The 2 number 6s tangle. And to add to it, when the ball hits the ground, Jordan Lewis will have a big advantage over Carlisle. We'll be able to lose him in a little bit of traffic, so it's a good matchup. I like the 1-2 with Angus Brayshaw. Starting point of Luke Dunstan around stoppages, work off him and use his body.
Oliver taken out of it. Thought Dunstan might have been held there, no free. And
what Angus Brayshaw can be confident of with Dunstan is that he can just go and hunt the footy. That's what Dunstan does really well. So Brayshaw doesn't have to worry so much about whether he's making a good decision or not to go at the ball. He can just go for it.
Work down to Hunt, went without it. Clark, here's Petrarca! Hot start, Demons! Blink of an eye, 3 in a row. And that man's had a big hand in a couple of them.
Well, he's getting a goal a game, nearly 20 touches. I know we expect a lot from Christian Petrarca. He's got so much talent. But you look at his numbers, they're not too bad. A little bit down on last year. But he can find the footy inside 50 at ground level.
Well, one of Melbourne's issues this year has been their ability to convert their inside 50s. Richo, they've had 3 and they've kicked 3 goals to start tonight. Makes Simon Goodman pretty happy. Oh,
he'd be wrapped with that. Getting it in there hasn't been an issue. Scoring has. We've turned that around so far tonight.
They are really on here, the D's. Clayton Oliver smashing back in again.
This way. Make that way.
They've only had 6 possessions, St Kilda. Melbourne have kicked 3 goals.
Hold it. Holding the man, Melbourne. Oliver. No, you had it. Right there. Fucking hell.
Clayton Oliver
Hold.
on the receiving end of this free kick. Overlap run provided by Hibbard. Long bomb, and on that occasion, he's been a great story. This man, Callum Wilkie, mature age recruit from North Adelaide.
Hold the mark, that's it.
Ben Long, the half back.
Touch, play on, play on.
Lyon's the call. Here come the D's again. Neil Bullen, awkward ball for Fritsch, but he trapped it pretty well. Got it back. And then Wagner didn't quite get the footy where he wanted it to, so the Saints really get their first look at a rebound here.
Billings steers it wide. Caulfield, wider still, but it's a good ball.
Thanks, Josh. Out.
Nunes. Oscar McDonald with a massive defensive fist. Ball over the line.
Max Rowan, thank you. Hold your meter.
Oh, Maxie Gaun's just having his way with Marshall at the moment. Oliver, Brayshaw, Jones. Good smother. Sinclair, Dunstan lurking around 50. May as well have a go. Was it touched? I reckon they're going to have a look.
Touched. Naked eye said touched.
Just score over there. Close out the ball. Thanks, mate.
I believe it's behind. We confirm Hibbard touched the ball.
Okay. Score review. Umpire's call is touched. Please confirm.
Ooh. Review underway.
Yeah.
I'll throw you the ball when it's confirmed, okay?
If it wasn't touched, it should have been.
Well, Michael Hibbard, he's standing ball in and ready to go. He's in no doubt at all that he's touched it in there.
Review complete. Decision on scoreboard.
I suspect that might be overturned.
Don't you love the suspenseful music they put in there on the touch decisions?
So Michael Hibbard now. The D's have jumped right out of the blocks here. Saturday night footy. Rowan Marshall's got his hands full tonight against Max Gorm. Now a good chance opening up. Sinclair. Defensive spoil was really well timed from Jadak. Gresham's a dangerous small forward. He's got a couple of targets and has found the second gamer in Langlands. Kicked a goal on debut last week.
Dalton, Mark's here, mate.
Great chance for young Dalton.
It was a big get around too last week when he kicked that first goal.
15. 15 seconds.
A little bit of a response here from the Saints. Blown away early. They're settled into the game now.
12 touches and a goal on debut. Didn't look out of place in the big time, this young man, Dalton Langlands. And he'd like to have that one back, the young man.
Mark's here.
Missed the
Thank
lot.
you. This side of the post, please, Michael. This side of the post. Hold there. Stay behind. Play on.
Hibbert just pounds it long. Gawn hands to it, unable to hang on. Fascinating game within a game, that one. You just get the feeling Big Max has heard a bit about Rowan and his progress and said, righto, you got to go through me tonight.
Holding.
And he is a real student of the game, Big Maxie. Watches a lot of tape, Richo. And
Gee, they're paying a lot of these ruck infringement stars. There's not a lot in them. I mean,
that's a jumper grab there, but I agree with you.
They were red hot early at the G last night on them.
The trend in ruck free kicks has been very poor. They need to let a lot more of it go. I concur wholeheartedly, Richo, as that one should have probably been dealt with in the end. A chance for the first goal back, and Seb Ross kicks a ripper. Well, they needed that one badly. This man's a very fine player, Seb Ross. Runner-up in the best and fairest last year to Jack Stephen, and the Saints hit back with a timely goal.
Nice response.
Yeah, they have
jumped.
They'll jump, but really settled into the game now. They're actually in front, or even on the disposal count. Yeah, the Melbourne defence couldn't kill that ball over the boundary line. Look at them, Lever. You've got to try and get that over the fence. He didn't get enough purchase on it, and Ross has made them pay.
Saints hit back. Gawn again, just reaching over the top. Viney head over it as always. Harms. Nice little handball. And look at Max get forward.
Stay out. You know.
That's not a great ball, but Geordie Lewis is lurking. Can he find a target with a centering ball? No. Sinclair. And the Saints can work it out of half-back.
Hunter Clark.
2 metres back. Thank
Short
you.
one was on to Jack Loney.
Hunter Clark gets better every game you watch him play for St Kilda. A high draft pick. And his last 5 or 6 weeks, he has really developed.
Well done to Jake Lever.
Hold there.
So good to see him back out there. He's a really good intercept player.
Play on.
Based his game on it. Gets better each week too. Coming back from his second knee, Rico. Carlisle, that's what he does really well. Look at Viney go after him. Trying to get through Caulfield. Geordie Lewis had a good start to this game. Saints under some real forward pressure, and they'll enjoy that, the D's.
Yeah, we saw Carlisle nearly take pack mark there, an intercept pack mark, and that's what Jordan Lewis is down there to stop him doing.
Second line ruckman go to work. Smith down. Again, Viney thrown out of there.
Melbourne. Move away. Move away. Just kick. Hold there. Play on.
Jack Viney to a dangerous spot. Oliver in the air, not able to hang on. Billings dispossessed. Oliver to Petrarca for his second. Just couldn't get a good look. It'll dribble its way out of play.
He looks dangerous though, Petrarca. He's had 5 disposals. All of them would have been inside 50 as well.
Kicked the goal already. That man, full of talent. Ricocheted off the head, steal, and now Gresham spirals one out, long and high, and easy pickings for Lever. Umpire just sorting out the nomination, and it's the backup ruckman are going to have a go at it right now. Tim Smith and Bruce had the strength advantage. Oscar Baker's got some nice moves, this young man. Played it pretty well. Saints are going to come through the corridor here to Long, and they're on the run here, the Saints. Can they get their ball movement going?
Hold there, Jaden. Play on.
Membry.
On me, please. Thanks, Sam. Move it on. Play on. Play on.
To half forward he goes. Almost in the air, Sinclair. Akers. Touch ball. You heard the umpire, so Bruce mightn't have been aware of that. Hibbard now. Smith. Too strong for Lever. And the Saints, some nice forward pressure. Jack Billings has a shot on goal.
It's on the mark. 15 seconds.
Having a very good season, Jack Billings. Another one of those high draft picks who's just working into the career. That's across the face. And Fritsch able to thump it over the line.
Great to see Brett Ratten back in the senior coaching chair. Going to be a very sought-after candidate, you suspect. Well, that's a bit too easy. Bruce has taken clean possession under no pressure and kicks the Saints second.
Amazing how often that happens. The boundary throw-in is shallow and the adjustment just doesn't come.
The fact there wasn't anyone within about 5 metres of Josh Bruce is a little disturbing. We'll have a look at what happened. Might have been Lever who was going to take the boundary throw-in and it didn't quite get to where he wanted it to.
I love this in the game now. The poor boundary throw in, but guys like Josh Bruce, Tom Hawkins, big key forwards, because of the new ruck rule where you can grab it out of the ruck now, you just got to treat it like a contested marking contest.
Free kick out of the middle, and it's going the Saints' way. Mark taken by Nick Hind.
Angle, yep, Mark's there, thank you.
Hind, eyes darting around.
Let it go!
Going to land top of the square, and it becomes a scramble. Locked up ball.
Some really good response from the Saints. When you get jumped, the first 3 goals, quick succession, it can rattle a side, but credit to them, Sinclair, they really got themselves right back in. And now they've upped the ante. Brayshaw, the call of play on was loud and clear. Geordie Lewis is going to get this footy.
Come back up.
He played it pretty well.
Yeah, the fans might not have liked that one, Das, but that was definitely there. Carlisle stepped across, knocked him out of the way and allowed his teammate to mark the footy. That one is definitely a block in a marking contest.
Hey, Lee, it looks to really suit Geordie Lewis, doesn't it? We saw him with Jeremy McGovern last week play a similar role, but he's perfectly tailored for that defensive forward setup.
Absolutely, because his concentration's good to know where his opponent is, but also smart enough to end up in a dangerous part of the ground where the opponent, Jay Carlisle, has to pay him the respect. It means he has to go with him rather than being able to run his own race. And McGovern got found out a couple of times last week where he just gave Lewis room, and as Richo said earlier, should have had 4 goals last week.
Patton shows a lot of it to McDonald, who comes late with the spoil. Wagner's now got work to do.
Watching early.
Oliver's hands too slick. Billings did nicely. Ross normally uses it well. That's not a great ball.
Cut out. Play on.
Kick to one of the better intercept markers in the comp in Jake Lever. That's not a great ball either.
Play on.
Although the mark's dropped by Patton. Some horrible turnovers by foot happening in this game of footy. Dunstan. Marshall now forward. Hind to the top of the square, and Long's going to get on the end of it.
Smart move by Long. Salem was a sitting duck in front there. As soon as you're in front like Salem was and you start looking for the play you're playing on, you're gone. You look at this here. He starts searching for Long. He doesn't look at the football and you're gone. As soon as you turn your head like that, you're gone. You just need to focus on the ball. Easier said than done, but that was a good move by Long.
Long to give the Saints the lead. It's right through the middle. Jeez, what about some of the ball use in that 45 seconds of footy?
It's a bit of Benny Hill style music needed there.
Both clubs were just seeing who could turn it over the most. Pretty hard to coach that.
When you're playing deep forward, I reckon as a forward you love it when the defender gets in front of you like that. It's so easy to go one way, then cut back across the other way.
The D's jumped out with the first 3 goals, and the Saints have now hit back.
Holding, St Kilda.
Kick the following 3.
Gresham. Gresham.
Gresham's ball.
Thank you.
Yeah, good movement that. Seb Ross was able to get some space from Jack Viney. He's got Billings very capable on that left foot. Not a great kick, and
Stay out.
it's been played at a high tempo this game so far. Both sides are really pushing hard both ways.
Handball to Salem. Ducked under the tackle, was taken high. Dangerous kick, found Hunt.
Thank you. Clear up, boys.
Now Lewis.
Hold. Keep it on. Play on.
Where does he go with the footy? Long to the pocket to a 2-on-1. It gets to the back. Clark was pretty good. Caulfield now. Back to Clark. And a turnover. Nate Jones.
High, Melbourne.
Taken high. Saints fans don't like it.
See Brett Ratten there. A little frustration. The Saints were genuinely out on that play, and turnovers really costly as they saw it. Neil Bullen, he punched it over the head of Maxi Gawn, and Patton took a good defensive mark either way. Savage now. He can't quite hit the target, so more pressure coming back. Harms, Brayshaw trying to get a handle on it. Slapped it out intelligently in the direction of Josh Wagner, pirouetted out of the first tackle, got it out to Jones. Oscar McDonald, chance forward. Nate Brown, the second man up, searching for the boundary line, and in the end he got it.
Don't argue his own teammate.
Forward 50 stoppage here for the Demons. This is where Max Gawn is so dangerous. There you go, just got rid of him and has sprayed it.
That's a massive weapon now. Been able to grab it out of the ruck inside your forward 50.
I often think of Max Gawn and just the genuine body strength that he's got. Marshall's a big boy. Marshall's been really getting hold of other ruckmen with strength, and tonight Max has ragdolled him a fair bit in this first quarter. I like it too, stepping up to the plate against a big man. JB.
I get the feeling you're enjoying it.
It's a good contest, this one. Big turnover coming up here. Smith flicks it back. This is a chance for Harrison Petty. Back to Josh Wagner. Not a great ball off the boot. Just snuck it in for a minor score.
Savage, there's AFL CEO Gil McLaughlin and unapologetic Saints fan.
Sitting next to Andrew Thompson, who 200-game start for the Saints. They were old housemates, Sir JB, when Gillen first moved over to Melbourne. That was where his Saints passion started. There's Tomo there on the right. Former board member at the Saints as well.
Absolutely. One of the things that's great about the game CEO, he absolutely loves footy. Watches as many games as he can. They win that stoppage, the Demons. Jones. Carlisle doing what he does best.
Run out now.
Beautiful pair of hands. This is a dangerous ball, closed down by McDonald. They keep it in their forward half.
And one of the subtle things that we saw St Kilda change a little bit last week was just going that little bit slower out of their back half of the ground, just trying to control possession, a little bit like West Coast do and Geelong do. And I reckon Melbourne's onto that tonight. St Kilda wanting to keep possession down back, but Melbourne really trying to cut off all of those marks. And
they're pressing in hard, aren't they, Lingy?
They are, yeah, and forced a couple of boundary throw-ins through some good spoils.
Really good contest, this one so far. Evenly matched. That was Corey Wagner.
St Kilda.
Playing with his brother, Josh, tonight. Dunstan, that's a good ball. Look at Marshall saying, give it to me. The running receive, and when you kick it like that, why not?
That was Melbourne, poor concentration there.
And they've got men out. The second gamer has got a good opportunity.
When that free kick was paid, they weren't quick enough to transition back on defence, Melbourne. The Saints got 2 players forward of the contest. Look at that there. All the Melbourne boys just didn't get back quick enough, didn't transition.
No need to go slow out of your back half when the opposition gives you that little present, Richo. That's amazing. So slow in defence.
Beautiful kick it was from Dunstan that really spread it wide open. Dalton Langlands for his second goal, his second game of AFL football. He had a sider early, and that one has been helped over by Big Max.
Salem. Fritsch has just come off the bench. That's a free kick.
Front on contact. And 50 metres for dumping the ball on the ground. Let's go. Dad. It's 50 metres because throw the ball on the ground. Stay up.
Pretty clear, all of that.
There it is, here. Time to come.
Fritsch, Petrarca. Started this game nicely.
Right out. Right.
Goes to centre half forward.
Play on. It's to me.
Through came Fritsch, taken maybe when he didn't have it. Sinclair was clean. Steele. Out of play.
Don't go early. Thank you.
So we get another look at Marshall and Max Gawn. They've had a bit of time to work each other out. Max has had the best of the battle so far. Marshall that time timed his front position a lot better. Oh, ferocious tackling. This is the Melbourne of last year. They were hard at it around the contest, and
no prior.
That's something that will really please Simon Goodwin. That sort of pressure game was there. Onewood last year, Richo.
Yeah, it was. Late in the year, their contested ball numbers were ridiculous at the end of last year.
Under Clark, slow to get up.
No. Let it go. No, I'm not. Let him go. No clear free there. Rowan.
Matt Stevic, the voice you can hear, very good umpire. One of the game's best umpires. Taking control.
Next, boys.
Marshall to the front. Billings squeezes one out.
Play on.
Membry couldn't hang on. Then overran the footy. Frost steps on through. Got it to Harms and short to Max Gawn. Now Max has had all sorts of problems with this part of the game. Oh, he gives it off. Hibbert has a ping from long range. And that smacks of someone who's not going to back himself in.
Yeah, twice. He wanted to give it off straight away. And even there, he was 40 metres out. Hibbert, look, it wasn't a bad option to handball it to Hibbert because we know he's a beautiful long kick, but generally if you mark it there 40 metres out, go back and have a shot.
Reliably told Big Max was in good goal-kicking form at training, JB, and he might have said to the coach 20 from 20 this week.
It hasn't translated into in-game belief by the look of that.
Carlisle had his kick smothered. This is going to be wide open now for the D's. One-on-one, ball out the back. Bailey Fritsch put the 1 mid up. Can he get it again as he goes to ground? Flicked it back. Harrison Petty back to Fritsch, and the D's get a goal.
Dangerous player inside 50, Fritsch. A couple of good at second efforts there. He's kicked his second goal to follow his 4 from last week. Just looks dangerous. Every time he goes near it, something looks like happening.
Petty's impressing a lot of people too. At the Melbourne Footy Club, I think they legitimately think they've found one in him.
Yeah, they have, I think.
Bailey Fritsch gets the goal, but that's where it started. Terrific smother, great pressure, and the turnover. To Bailey Fritsch's credit here, he stumbled, but straight back up on his feet. Great work to finish off there, but tremendous defensive pressure as St Kilda were trying to exit.
Gone down. Gresham splays it wide. Langland's out there, but he ain't going to keep it in. Entertaining first term. Both sides hitting the scoreboard. Look at that. Hit out. Going Max Gawn's way, the tally to the front. Dunstan comes off the shins and goes over again. Fascinating to watch the master and the apprentice. Look at these two. Max saying, well, what about that for a bit of jumper held? And there's a high contact. Nunes takes advantage, goes inside 50. And Frost took a pretty comfortable mark.
What a great ball for Josh Bruce, and the Melbourne defence were well organised. Jones, plenty of time, just cruise his way out of defence. Petrarca had a good look on it, nice pick up. Wagner, and that's a clever ball to Fritsch, flicked it over, slick hands. Geordie Lewis got it over the top. Harms tried to don't argue, but Dunstan had him. And had him well.
Good tackle. Max, Rowan, hold the meter.
Two sides tonight that
Don't hold at the front.
aren't in any realistic contention, as we know, but if you think there's nothing to play for, this game has been played with a ferocious amount of passion. There's Viney. They're building here, the D's again. Carlisle, good grab in front. So Tim Smith gets a big opportunity. Punctured his lung in his third ever game against the Tigers last year, and 2 games back from that, he had a navicular stress fracture, which kept him out for 12 months, Richo. So he's just starting to get a little bit of a consistent look at the big time, this man.
That's what he can do. He can take a good overhead mark. So Harrison Petty, Fritsch, Smith, a different looking forward line, but working well tonight.
It's an interesting little one-handed guide down technique. After the siren, quarter time, Tim Smith shouldn't miss from there, and he kicks the goal. The D's enjoy a quarter-time lead. Saturday night footy at Marvel Stadium. 5-3-33 the D's, 3-2-20 the Saints. It's Melbourne by 13 points. Both teams desperate to secure another win. Maxi again. Got boot to ball, but a ricochet back to his opponent, Marshall. Dunstan flicks it out to Sinclair. Well, it's going to be under a bit of pressure for Steele, so an up and under job. Tough one to mark. Frost just, like a thief in the night, stole it straight out of his hands. Beautifully done to Maxi. And that will work okay out wide to Harms.
On there, that's it. Play on.
Harms out of side. Hunt.
Hold the mark.
It's this kick that's caused Melbourne problems throughout the year. Petrarca at the front, Smith at the back. taken in a pretty strong tackle.
Got to tighten up on Petrarca, the St Kilda defence. He was allowed to come into that contest with no one on him at all, Christian Petrarca. He had 7 disposals in the first quarter, most of them inside 50.
Gone down to Smith, missed him, and over for another forward 50 stoppage.
Nick. Max and Rowan.
See
Hold the
Jordan
meter.
Lewis there, left the screen. He's an extra coach out there for Melbourne, pointing. He's got Carlisle covered. It's great to see our great champions able to play that role. Luke Hodge has just been one of the great success stories, hasn't he, in Brisbane? And these great champions have got a role to play in their twilight years.
Yeah, they certainly do. They could bring so much knowledge across from those premierships at Hawthorn, Jordan Lewis and Luke Hodge, obviously.
Steele is playing close attention to Oliver Harms. Tumbles at 4. There's that matchup we spoke about. Carlisle's got a tough 9 ahead of him. It bounces goalward, and Callum Wilkie good enough to see it through in the end.
Wilkie to bring it back in. Dangerous ball.
2 metres, please, James.
Steele took it. Only after some strong Harms heat.
15, play on, play on.
Now Clark's got to get around. He was just stripped of it by Petrarca. And now Harms misses the lot.
They're making it really hard for the Saints to exit their defence at the moment, Melbourne. Good forward pressure by Petrarca. Harms just couldn't get enough turn on that one on his left foot.
Gone to the front. Langlands. Tough ball for Lever to handle. Nunes is away. Now we've got Hine, centre of the ground. He's confronted by Frost. How good was that? And how bad was that?
He can give you a bit of both. Sam Frost, another turnover. Jetta, Petrarca. He was eyeing off Big Max, who's cleared the path. Not a bad idea. Hunt's athletic. He's quick. He coughs it up to Wilkie. And Wilkie to Carlisle.
Hold there, thanks, Neville.
To Gresham, who's just decided, let's slow this game down for a moment.
Been some big turnovers already in this quarter. Both teams haven't been able to capitalise, though.
Savage.
Hold there.
Steele will go short and find Caulfield. Just the required distance.
Come on, play on.
High down the line. Membry. Frost. Free kick. Gonna go Membry's way.
Arms around the end. Oh.
Tim Membry just got to hold things up for a second. And he penetrates with a low one. But Max's hands were good.
Held it. Different mark.
Almost spoiled by his own man, but the mark's paid.
Yeah, pay that mark. Had full control of it. Big Max, good defensive mark. And half back.
Play on, play on, play on, play on.
Salem's been called to play on. That's got to work to Frost, who
Hold there.
often likes to get going and take the game on.
Play on, not 15, play on.
So Lever, he's been sold into a lot of trouble, Maxie. That's not where the big man wants it. At ground level, beautifully done. Dunstan over that run provided by Long. Hine couldn't quite gather it. Coming the other way, Frost, Saints fans. They're enjoying the contest here.
Let it go. Tried to
Umpire
kick.
says, give it to me.
Who's up?
Again, Gawn supreme. Salem. Dunstan smashed in the Brayshaw tackle and push in the back.
Right away, push in the back. Hold there. No, hang on.
Interesting.
Move it on. Play on.
Dunstan steers it to the pocket. Lever back with great courage.
Melbourne, Lever. Jake, yours, high contact.
Never been any shortage of that with Jake Lever. Terrific focus on the footy.
Guys, come out. Pull him out. He's fine. Play on. You.
And it just goes long clearing the area. Smith, a little hand in. Wagner. Ball spits out. Jetta's a good player. Gets it to Hunt, who can really go. Gave it to Jones. Jones's kick not great for Geordie Lewis. Carlisle just eased him under the footy. Hunter Clark was good. Nath Brown just couldn't hit the target again. The turnover complete. Now Melbourne unable to get clear themselves, and we've got a locked up ball.
So many easy targets being missed through the corridor in this game.
How good's this, Richo? 2 net reconstructions. Just starting to find your feet. That's a great moment for Jake Lever.
Yeah, real courage to go back.
Washed his hands, got through to Sinclair. Just a little.
You know you're going to get hit too in that situation.
Yeah, absolutely. It takes enormous courage with Jakey Lever. Oscar Baker now tucked up on the boundary line. Alongside the Melbourne race, and nearly sneaking on with the intercept was Patton.
Stay out. Play on.
Smith in front, had it slapped away from him. Sinclair now. That's been chopped off, and Hunter Clark jumped in over the top.
Next, Rowan.
Oh, well done, Rowan Marshall. Just got rid of the big man. Pounded it down the line. That's a push all day long.
Yeah, Josh Bruce hasn't found himself in many contests in this game so far tonight. Clear free kick there. They need him to work into the game. It's only his second disposal.
High and wide, straight to Lever, just took a chest mark.
That's inexcusable. A 50-metre kick into your forward line and you don't get any contest at all.
Fritsch has got overlap running from Wagner. Needs to use him by hand. This is dangerous for Melbourne. Good heat came from Savage.
Well battled.
Look at that there. That is a 55-metre kick. Just got to be able to get that to ground at a bare minimum in your forward 50.
Max Gawn and Marshall resume their battle.
Play on.
Touched. Throw it in. Touched off the boot. Touched off the boot. Touched off the boot. Yep, no good. That's it.
Well done to Nick Hine, who hadn't heard the call.
Rowan, thank you.
Disappointed the young man, thought he'd nailed the mark. Here they go again. This time Max first hand to the footy. Jack Steele and Clayton Oliver still got that one. Play on, not 15. This is Hine who got it back. He's a genuine goal kicker. Sprayed that one right across the face. Membry's been quiet. Jetta got through. Now Oscar McDonald. Savage and Hunt. Good one-on-one battle here. Bounce back over the head to Savage. Tim Smith athletically picked it up. Spun it around the corner. Nunes backed himself. In fact, that's Langlands. Got through. He's got some pace, Langlands, the second gamer. To Gresham. Here comes Bruce from behind. Punched away to Harms, who can clear for the D's.
That's a very good kick.
He's
pulled it to the advantage of Viney, and now Hunt. Nice. Gets it into the hands of Petty. Now Wagner, look out. Oliver taken in a tackle, ducked his head, good umpiring. Sagged at the knees, and love the way that's being interpreted now in our game.
Nothing silly.
Got a little bit of tidal wave type running there though, Melbourne. Plenty of support.
Going to dribble its way over the line there, so boundary throwing.
Jack Steele doing a good job on Clayton Oliver. So far, only the 6 disposals for Oliver, yet to have a kick. All 6 of those have been handballs. And Richo, you highlighted just how good Oliver was last week in Alice Springs. So Steele doing well.
Sam Frost, a little too tall on occasion for Loney. Just massages this one down the line, Max. The second attempt. Couldn't complete the transaction. Here's Dunstan. Saints are going to get it to the wing, but they're in good shape again here, the D's. Frost don't change direction. They've got some numbers stacked up. But well played. The Saints are able to cover it. Oscar McDonald. Half-back, thinking his way through this one. That's not a great ball in the end. And he's an impressive young player, Nick Hine. Free kick goes his way.
Straight up, guys. Straight up now.
Recruited him from Essendon's VFL side, this young man. Kicked 7 goals already in his 6 games, and they might have found one here, the Saints.
Pokes it in the Bruce direction. Viney flew from the front with the defensive fist. Frost stripped of it. And McDonald's taken over the line. Did he get out of play? No. Wagner. Lever. Only as far as Billings. And he sprays it.
Clayton Oliver only had 1 touch in the last 20 minutes of this game, so they're doing a good job on him at the moment. Jack Steele's on the bench, having a bit of a spell, but that's a big win for the Saints.
As soon as he goes out, wait for the call. Play on.
Hibbert was buying himself a little bit of time. And that was the big man he was after. It's a mismatch of height there. Sinclair and Gawn. Well-weighted handball from the skipper Viney. Petrarca's been dangerous out the back. He's got Jordy Lewis if he was quick, and he tried to get it there, but Callum Wilkie was really smart. Got himself in good position.
Become all about who can make the least amount of mistakes in this game, hasn't it? It's been
nothing happening in forward 50 now in this quarter for either team.
Sinclair on the overlap, goes inside forward 50, and there's a nice mark. He's a big man, Blake Acres, big frame.
Good to see him go in and take this mark. Interestingly, at the end of the first quarter and the start of this second quarter, he spent 15 minutes straight on the bench, Blake Acres. So I don't know if he was getting checked out for something or if it just worked that way with rotations, but obviously he looks fine now, and a good mark and a chance to get the Saints going this quarter.
190 centimetres, 90 kilos. He should be able to go forward and grab it, and he has there. Nice mark, Frost. And wants to release quickly.
Even there again, that should be brought to ground. As a forward line group, you'd be disappointed with that. That was the first mark inside 50 for either team this quarter by Acres.
Finally, I'm not sure why. Turnover complete, and Gresham can take a flying shot. And he's going to miss the lot.
Sam Frost finding a fair bit of the footy early in this game. Now just a little bit of patience as that one's delivered down the line by Lever. Carlisle's had his hands full. Slick hands there. Good shot of just how clever the players are in close these days. This one's got to work for Melbourne. Neil Bullen had to fight hard. He had Wagner on the outside. The Saints are going to get it back. Sinclair, Gresham. He's a hard man to tackle, this little man. He gets his way through, and clever kick in the end through the middle of the ground.
Kick smothered, might just work for Sinclair. Gets the handball away. Comes all the way back to Savage. His kick smothered. And through comes Petrarca to Wagner. Neil Bullen out is Jordan Lewis. If he can get the kick to him, Carlisle will turn and face the play. Broken up in the air, did pretty well to Jordy Lewis. Outnumber here should suit Petrarca. Arches his back, but then
he was
for
out.
some reason handballed when he didn't have to. Now Petrarca latches on again. Carlisle ground level, he can't be clean. Wagner with a snap. Melbourne get a goal.
Finally.
Jeez. It took about 5 errors for Corey Wagner to eventually find the big opening.
Well, again, Jordan Lewis just doing a good job. Got right out the back. Couldn't quite get the kick over to him, but he's getting into dangerous spots on Carlisle, and then he did well to get it to ground, and eventually they kicked the goal. Started with that smother at half-back. And Petrarca, he did all the hard work, got through. Another error. They kept at it, though, the D's.
Guys, jump out. Here we go.
Not a pretty game to watch, this one.
Here we
It's
go.
the first goal, incredibly, for the second quarter. As Richo said, hasn't been pretty, but it's a good contest. Bailey Fritsch is in good touch, 4 goals last week. Couldn't quite secure the footy, and the Saints now rebounding back the other way. Langlands, good hit-up lead provided.
Stay out.
It was Akers.
Not there.
Just a little patient with the ball. Inboard to Ross, a lot of numbers back, so this kick's got to be well thought out. Membry looks in good shape here, in front, good hands, Josh Bruce. He's a real presence in the forward 50, this man, Richo.
Very good contested mark. A few weeks ago down in Hobart, he took 6 contested marks against North Melbourne, playing on Robbie Tarrant, so he can mark the footy, this man.
15 seconds.
6 goals in that game Richo was just talking about. There he is, 22-10 set shots. 2019 is to keep the Saints right within this contest, and he makes no mistake. Josh Bruce kicks his second of the night.
Enigmatic, Josh Bruce. His best is extraordinarily good.
They're second in the comp for contested marks, Josh Bruce. 29 goals now. A solid year. He's got really good work rate as well, Josh Bruce. For his size, he gets around the ground really well.
Stephen Hocking, AFL football operations boss, having a good look at what's going on. CEO also in the house.
Wow.
Gone down. Bruce taken in a tackle. Through came Salem. He was wrapped up. Dunstan got it and fed it back out to Ross. Ross sticks it wide. Frost's been pretty good. But that's going to come back in as the Saints had set up the wall.
Good, hold James.
Akers has given them a good target the last 5 minutes.
Bruce, bottom of your screen, wide open. They don't want to go there.
Play on. Yours.
That's a nice ball. Flattened hard into the hands of Membry.
That's the sort of kick that draws the forward into the footy. Beautiful kick. Put it into the right spot. You could see that there. He didn't want to lead Membry. He knew there was space there, but if he had started leading, he would have run into traffic. So he needed the ball to be released, and then he comes into it. Beautiful kick. Sometimes you don't want to lead. You want the kicker to kick it to where the space is, and then you come into it.
For 2 in a minute, pretty much. And he thumps it into the post.
Disappointing miss, that one for Tim Membry. Salem now. Yeah, nice hands from Jetta.
It's been played in their forward half. The Saints just can't convert their chances.
Directed that one down the line. Carlisle just really struggling to break free from Jordan Lewis in this first half.
Really winning it in closer to Melbourne, the Saints.
St.Kilda free kick where you are, Sammy.
St.Kilda yours.
Marshall, yeah.
No idea what that was for,
Yeah,
but it's going to Rowan Marshall.
Yeah, Nathan Brown was thrown to the ground behind the play, JB.
Carlisle
That's your fruit. That was your fruit.
goes to a big pack in the air. Jetta has it held in. Ball up. Saints able to capitalise on some really good work. Long's dangerous. He's really dangerous. He hits the post as well.
Peppering the goals, the Saints. Brett Ratten leans back and can't believe it.
He'd love the fact that they've had 13 inside 50s to Melbourne's 4 this quarter.
And they've thrown Jake Carlisle forward just these last few minutes to get something going. It'll be Max Gawn. Free kick here. And that long kick down the line. But all those entries that you're talking about, Richo, Brett Ratten just trying something with Jakey Carlisle forward for the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, good move that, Langy, too. I think Jordan Lewis really looked like he was going to make life difficult for Carlisle. Why not throw it around? So can they get it down there, give him a look at it? Patton. Hunter Clark had his handball chopped off immediately. Good second effort. Cleverly got boot to ball, but look how ferocious that contest is.
Push from the back. St.Kilda. Relax. Mark's there.
Jade Gresham came up with a big play.
Goes backwards, finds Wilkie. Caulfield. Measures it into the middle. Seb Ross. Nice ball, Sinclair. Handball to Akers, who was standing still. Steele now.
Great.
Long, beautiful delivery to Langlands.
Now, we're talking about Max Gawn having a bit of an issue with his set shots, maybe a little bit of a voice in his head at the moment. Langlands has had 2 shots tonight and sprayed both of them. Hasn't registered a score from 2 shots. He's going to score here, you would think. A little voice might be there, though.
Dalton Langlands. That's just going to sneak through. So they do get a bit of that reward we were talking about. Had a very good 5 minutes or so, the Saints. Now kicked 2 in a row and squeezed it back to 5 points.
Yeah, they needed that. They needed a bit of reward for their entries. They deserve to go in level with Melbourne. This has been a really good second quarter by St Kilda. It's just been inside 50. It's been their issue. Now he got it right. 3rd time lucky for Dalton Langlands. Hits the scoreboard. And they've just towed Melbourne up around the footy in this second quarter.
Here we go.
Second AFL game, second goal for Dalton Langlands. 14 of the last 16 inside 50s have been the Saints' way. They're 2 goals to 1 in this quarter. And here they go again. Hunter Clark sweeping handball out wide. Billings, classy left-footed normally. Lead provided by Long. Over the head of the man that he wanted to hit. Gresham, though, found a way to get access to the footy. Can he bounce it home? Gresham. And Oscar Baker saves the day.
It's all going one way. Back into this second term. Wide ball. It gets beyond Petrarca and co and out of play. Marshall to the front. Petrarca, that's holding the ball.
Holding the ball. Incorrect. St Kilda. Hold there. Hold
Starting
there.
to get a hold of Melbourne around the footy.
Mate.
Up by 4, contested ball. And they've got good targets ahead of the ball. Lever. Bashes it out of there. Jordan Lewis body lines it. Petrarca. Taken to ground was Baker. Wilkie goes into the centre and finds Hind.
Goes away, takes a bounce, Nick Hind signalling for some movement. He wants Bruce. Frost worked him under it. No free kick, doing a little nervous one though from Frost. Live ball, Gresham's a chance. Unselfishly went back. And Hunter Clark's been paid the mark. Career-high 26 disposal, 2-goal game last week. Hunter Clark.
Thank you.
This has been a dominant second quarter by the Saints. They need this. They need to go in front because they are well on top.
Just up, don't jump.
11 minutes since Melbourne went inside 50, 11 minutes.
Yeah, they have been really dominant, the Saints. Hunter Clark, and they get some more reward for their effort. And that's been the concern. A little wayward, but as Richo was just pointing out, it has been all one-way traffic.
Concerns for Simon Goodwin. Impossible to believe at the start of the year that this is where Melbourne would be come this round of footy.
2 minutes back, 2 minutes back. Gotta come back to an eye. That's it.
A game in percentage behind Carlton in 17th place. It's incongruous. Nath Brown floats in.
The champion data rated them the best list going into this season.
It's amazing. Oliver goes back, finds the ball. Where does he go with it? Petty's hands are good.
Fritsch
Gives
is
it
out.
off to Lewis. Tries to tumble it Fritsch's way, but it doesn't quite make it. Ross. Brown. Savage. Lots of room off halfback to steer that into Langlands. Almost complete control at the moment, the Saints. Langlands just sits a high one up. Carlisle's parked under this. And Salem coughs it up.
Nick Caulfield, been in the side now for a month after some really strong VFL form. There's the halftime siren. Maxi Gawn.
They need to get the win.
Overusing the ball, Port.
Well, speaking of win, these two sides would love another win in this competition, especially the Melbourne Footy Club. Can they do it, Derm?
No.
No. OK, short
Maybe.
answer. We'll see you shortly.
Max keeps his feet, and the clearance is his. Goes to half forward. Oliver follows up. Stripped of it. Here's Akers. Outside of the boot. That's a nice ball, but it gets through Loney's hands. Goes back and jumps on the footy. Reeled it in. Going to be in trouble. Has to be in trouble.
On the ball, Melbourne.
Jack Loney looks up and
Please stop.
he's suggesting that handball came out. Maybe not within the required time. Like Jetta to Jones. He had an opportunity to get that one further afield to Hahn, and that's been a fascinating matchup, hasn't it? Jordan Lewis, Richo, Jake Carlisle. You've seen it.
Yeah, he's done a reasonable job. I mean, the ball wasn't getting down to Melbourne's forward line in that second quarter, but in the first quarter, I thought he got to some good spots. He kicked a goal, and Carlisle didn't have a huge influence.
Gone with the clear hit out. It was taken away by Sinclair. That's a good ball out in front of Nunes. Wagner gives chase. Slapped forward by Nunes. Wagner fell over. Oh, he's got a chance to get boot to ball, and he's mucked it up big time. Here come the D's.
Wagner again. Where does he go with the footy? That's nicely steered into the hands of Neil Bullen.
At 51. Play on.
He goes low and hard, and here comes Petty, but Caulfield did really well.
That was a really good mark from Caulfield. That's a great sign for a young player. He didn't flinch then. He knew there was traffic behind him.
Where does he go now with the ball? Loney's not a great overhead target.
Mark.
Jetta is.
Mark. Jetta. Time back on.
Neville Jetta.
Move it on. Play on.
Goes long and wide. Petrarca so dangerous in the first term. Bullocks his way forward, slapped into the path of Geordie Lewis, who gets spun in the tackle about 4 times. Saints wanted holding the ball. Out of play.
I just think Geordie Lewis done a good job. He's got under the skin of Carlisle. Has made him go a bit wider, and it's been a move that's worked fairly effectively. Marshall. Oliver's had close attention paid to him tonight as well. Brayshaw And that's been an interesting role, Cameron. I'm going to ask you about that when we get a chance. Angus Brayshaw appears to have tagged Luke Dunstan for most of the night. I'll get Cameron Ling's opinion on that at the moment. It's Billings kicks it out to the one-on-one Long. He ducked around his man. He'll get moving here quickly. Ben Long, well delivered. Found the man he wanted. And Josh Bruce just about go the journey. I think he's going to centre it. And fairly poor effort in the end.
Well, Darcy, ask about that. It wasn't a hard tag, or it doesn't appear to be a hard tag from Brayshaw on Luke Dunstan, but it was a match-up at stoppages where I think they just wanted to encourage Brayshaw to hunt the footy because they know that Luke Dunstan would, but hasn't really worked given Brayshaw's only had the 5 disposals and his drive so important to that good Melbourne team of last season. So any way they can get him into this game and get him going tonight will help with the D's having a win.
Blake Acres got smashed into the ground. Big Maxi Gawn steps on through. Inside 50 for Jordan Lewis. Dropped what he should have taken. Carlisle given up on it. Now the centering ball's going to work. Bailey Fritsch.
So again, Jordan Lewis draws the footy on Carlisle. Makes him accountable. And that was a good centering kick.
Kick the first of the match. Bailey Fritsch.
15 gone.
Coming off, you could argue, his best ever game last week. He was superb.
So good overhead, isn't he?
Game against the West Coast in Alice Springs. Can he finish this? No. Never looked good off the boot from the start, and Nathan Brown
Back to the 9, please.
has taken a very good defensive mark.
Other one, good. Hold. Stay on that line. Don't go forward.
Big, powerful looking man, Nathan Brown, isn't he? Does his job without a lot of fuss most weeks. Dunstan flicks it out. He wanted Billings. The athleticism and skill along. Now Ross puts it out in front. Created a bit of a task for Sinclair, but he was up to it. Long's worked hard and got it at half forward.
Let him go back here.
Oscar McDonald just pushing the boundary there of holding Long up as long as he possibly could.
Look at Marshall down there. Got to get it in. Gawn's not there. He's just taken too long here.
And he's waving his arms around Marshall saying, please get me down there.
But then Gawn had time to get there.
Memory's going to get a gift out the back. The Saints get the first of the second half.
Well, it ended up okay from Long. A good goal out the back for Memory. But that was good by Marshall. Pushed to the goal square, made Gawn chase after him, and he was on for a long time. Probably should have ended up getting the ball earlier. Doesn't matter, the Saints have kicked a goal, but I like that when Marshall pushes forward.
I reckon, Richo, there's a list of things that annoy senior coaches.
Well, that'd be nearly number one.
Might be number one. A player able to get goal side with no one ahead of him and kick a goal as easy as that last line of defence. Perfect start for the Saints. Harms taken in a really good steel tackle. A little one from Viney. Billings, hands were quick. Well done, Max Gawn, got it to Hunt. Hunt just sits it in the Petrarca direction. Did well.
Just too strong in the body there for Caulfield. Christian Petrarca.
Angle now, yep.
It's the most possessions on the ground for the Demons tonight, playing as a permanent forward.
1 metre 15 gone.
So 9-8 from set shots for Christian Petrarca. So what's he got from long range? Certainly got the trip. That's beautiful. And just an arm in the air too for the track. I think he was happy with that from the moment it left the boot. Got a couple. and having some real impact on this game. And wouldn't the Demons just love him to have a wonderful next 100 games? So much talent. Explosive X factor.
Didn't try and overkick it. Knew he had the distance from 50, Christian Petrarca. He's playing really well tonight. 16 and 2, just after half-time, playing permanently forward. Really good night.
20th goal for the year, Christian Petrarca, who becomes Melbourne's leading goal kicker for season 2019. And there it is, Lewis and Carlisle at the back, Oscar Baker. Oh, cleverly done. That was really skillful to get boot the ball mid-air.
Thank you.
Would have been something special.
In a real momentum game of footy. Melbourne kicked the first three, had huge momentum. Now Angus Brayshaw can straighten up inside 50 and make him pay, and he's dragged it left. At the moment, the momentum well and truly with the Demons.
Callum Wilkie, one of the real success stories this year as a mature ager from the Sandfield, North Adelaide, played every game. A nice find for the Saints. There's Golden Langlands, kicked the goal in the second quarter. Once again, Maxi looking for Baker.
Holding that, Melbourne.
Mr. Baker.
Up there.
And some leg speed.
Play on.
Yeah, well-placed ball. Smith had a real good look at it. But now Caulfield floats one out to the wing. The race is on. Hine leads in it. He's quick too. You're going to take on Hibbert. Good effort. He's been legged. Well played, Nick Hine. I like the look of this young man. He's got a bit of go about him.
Takes the game on. Backs himself in. You've got to love that in any player.
Oh, to a nest of players in the air. Easy defensively to deal with there for the Demons. Some forward pressure coming. Brayshaw exits, but then just handballed it to no one. Smith did well. Back to Nate Jones is good. He goes for a squaring option. Wagner. Lewis. Got to do it in the air against Carlisle. Baker ground level. Tried to keep it in, did pretty well actually to Wagner. But straight back to Jake Carlisle. The Saints can load up off half-back. They go inside 50 and Bruce is out. Kick 2 already on the night, Josh Bruce.
Big effort by Carlisle on the half-back line. Jordan Lewis had 15 metres on him and he never gave up. Effected a really good spoil and then got the ball back and set up this forward play. That was really good by Jake Carlisle.
Normally pretty good from the set shot. This will test him. Across the face. Oh, Membry! Up against the big man, Max Gawn.
Nick Hine. I tell you what, JB, he's got a bit of the tip rat Stevie Milne about him. It's a big call, but I like it.
Got in the face of Big Max, who was outmarked, and now some pushing and shoving involving Jack Loney. Membry runs around, kicks a goal, well done.
JB, you mentioned how coaches don't like it when it gets over the back deep in defence. They don't like goal line contested marks like that either, particularly when you had height there. Should have been an easy kill for the Melbourne defence. It wasn't. Membry takes a good mark and converts. 2 this quarter for Tim Membry.
Now just have a look at Nick Hine come in and just give it to Maxi Gawn. He was recruited from Essendon in the VFL. Stephen Milton came through the reserves at Essendon and just got a little bit of that tip rat about him. Went on to kick 574 goals, Stephen Milton, 275 game. What a ripper he was. If
one of the best small forwards of all time, Milton.
So a big call for Nick Hine, but you're looking at the future with the Saints. They'd love to get one, wouldn't they? He's got something to like about him.
Still plays the occasional game, the tip rat.
Certainly the cheekiness that the Rat used to bring to the table.
Oh, we loved him, didn't we? When you came to a game of Saturday night footy and Stephen Milne was there, you knew something was always going to happen. Here is Nick Hine. He creates some space for Long, and the Saints are flying. Membry is going to kick his third of the quarter. Well played, Tim Membry.
Suddenly, the momentum goes the other way again. It just shows you, Richo, when you've got it, you've got to hit the scoreboard.
Absolutely, JB. He's kicked 2 from a metre out, Tim Membry. You love those. You can't miss them. And they've got some real momentum around the contest now.
Nothing undisciplined, so there's been 3 for it. Not all against your side, by the way. All right, close one.
Simple footy. Hack it forward, get a contest, get some pressure on. And all the Melbourne players got caught ball watching. How can 2 Saints get out the back there? So some stuff that can be avoided here for Melbourne. The defence letting it get over the back for Membry's first, the goal line mark from Membry's second, and then that one there, 2 players getting goal side.
Someone's lit the touch paper under this game on a Saturday night.
Pinned in.
I mean, there's 3 goals there, all from things that Melbourne really should have been able to avoid.
Come on, play the game, play the footy.
After a real grinding second term, it's opened up. Bruce slapped it out. Nunes.
High footy.
And then Ross was dragged to ground.
Up, please. Thank you. Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Ed. Hold the meter, guys. Here it is.
Wagner.
Hang on.
Brayshaw. Boot to ball, high and wide. Good mark.
Hold there. Hold there.
Really well done by Payton.
Put on. Play out. Play on.
Call to go, short to Billings. Steers it to Sinclair. Now Akers. Just a bit of possession here for the Saints. Back to Payton, all the way back inside defensive 50, Savage. Thought about the switch and then didn't like what he saw, so he's going to go back to Akers, who hasn't really moved, but they've managed to spread the field a little here. Got Carlisle long. Still doesn't want to go there. And Wagner will slot in front, but Carlisle takes it.
I feel like Simon Goodman will have that feeling again where his side is right in the contest. They've been in games a lot in the last 10 weeks and been overrun consistently. And right now he needs a lift out of his team. Got to stand underneath that one, Jack Billings. No problems there. Beautiful left foot kick, this man. He kicks him like a laser at times. Carlisle's been moved forward. Frost came in from the side. Chance for Loney. He's a clever goal kicker, but that was beyond him.
Quick release from the Demons. Fritsch. Hibbard providing the run. Brayshaw parked under that footy.
Push in the back. Push in the back,
St. Kilda. With the decision, but it's not going to be overturned.
You can touch the ball, Angus. Play on, play on.
To half forward, Bruce gets out in front of Geordie Lewis. Goes and finds it at ground level, then taken in a pretty good tackle. Oliver. Ball up.
No. Chance now here for Melbourne. Rowan Marshall and Jack Steele both caught on the bench for the Saints. So Clayton Oliver and Max Gawn might be able to team up. just get something going from the stoppages. They've been beaten in the clearances. They need to get something going.
And Lingy, absolutely on cue. That's what happened. Max Gawn went straight to Clayton Oliver. Away the Saints pressing hard. Lever did well in the end to get it to Salem. Punches this kick out to a contest. Play on's the call. Umpire lets it go. Fritsch on hands and knees. Scooped up by Oliver. Hasn't had a lot of free space. Can he get some now? Viney sticks it out wide. Through the hands of Baker.
The worry for Melbourne is the Saints just look to have more winners in the forward half. Membry's got going now. Bruce just providing a good target. You look down the other end and you just wonder who's going to be able to give Melbourne that same sort of impact at the moment.
So Gawn just given clean access and then thumps a handball. Viney on the end of it, and now Brayshaw lowers the eyes. Harms is out. Can he get around Caulfield? Yes. Answering goal, Melbourne. So needed that.
Yeah, 9.5 minutes since they had an inside 50. We see it a lot, don't we, in footy, where one team dominates and then it goes down the other and you have one entry and kick a goal. Desperately needed one for the D's.
JB, you started the list of things that infuriate coaches. Well, when key players get stuck on the bench and that sort of thing unfolds, that would absolutely infuriate Brett Ratten. They tried to get Marshall on quickly, he couldn't get there. Gawn takes it out of the ruck, and as easy as you like, massive influence.
Yeah, well called from you too, Lingy. And you get ahead of steam up. Max Gawn again, got it to Clayton Oliver, and this is good for Melbourne. Not sure about that kick though. Not ideal for Clayton Oliver. Ross flicked it out, looking for Akers. Oliver, he's a great competitor, went back and found it back to Hunt. Left foot kick was good. Brayshaw started to find a bit of the ball. Normally uses it really well, and Harms comes out. Beautiful, strong lead.
We just talked about who's going to have an impact forward for Melbourne, and all of a sudden Harms is the man playing on a young Nick Caulfield. Just timed that lead well. That's a really easy lead there. Just pushed back in to Caulfield with his body weight, and there's no way knowing when you've got space in front of you that he's ever going to get back into the contest. So good bit of forward play there by Harms.
Unlikely full forward. Oh, he's used too much of the time and been called to play on the crowd. We're all over it.
I haven't seen that this year, I reckon.
I reckon that's the first of the year.
Yeah.
The crowd called it. They egged the umpire on, and James Harms has had a real brain fade.
You've just got to have started your run-up. That's it.
It was 37 seconds, so it was definitely the right decision. I just haven't seen that all year.
Play on.
Brown, high one. Bruce parked under it. McDonald, the defensive fist. Viney goes to work. Salem, oh no. Outside of the boot, Geordie Lewis now with work to do. Taken in a lonely tackle. Tough ball for Lewis to handle.
Run. Shake back.
Saints by just 2 points. Gawn, brilliant. Oliver. Viney, well done, Gresham. Then gave it to Steele. Not sure he was expecting it. Back to Gresham. Just pounds it inside 50. Bruce! Here comes Loney, front and centre. Should kick a goal. Not sure why he didn't.
Just didn't get enough purchase on it. I'll tell you what, Lever's hurt because Bruce cannoned into him. Great contest from Bruce and really brave by Lever. He's a bit sore.
You mentioned earlier, JB, no problems with courage for that man. Jake Lever will put his body in the way of harm every single time. He's up and about, which is good. What a strange game this one, hasn't it? It's had lots of skill error. It's been far from attractive, but the contest has been...
Take it, Saints. Yep, knocks it.
Strange stuff like that's happened throughout the night, but it's neck and neck. A lot riding on it too for both clubs. Seb Ross unloads a beautiful long bomb straight through. In the long time between joy for Saints fans. They had a big win last week with Brett Ratten, and they're starting to enjoy it tonight. Well done, Seb Ross.
Exciting too, taking the game on from half-back Richo. They're just rolling the dice, which we all love to see.
Yeah, it's obviously Brett Ratten's really encouraging that. Look at this here again. Caulfield gets that free kick, and the Saints are able to get a couple of numbers forward of the footy. Melbourne's transition into defence at times hasn't been great tonight.
And they get scored against from turnover too often in 2019 Melbourne, after being the best in 2018.
I just feel like they're not reacting quickly enough defensively at times.
Defending a turnover.
Yeah.
Cameron Ling pointed it out earlier in the night. Clearance again here for Marshall. Membry couldn't hang on. Jetta taken to ground. Jordan Lewis had his legs taken out from underneath him. No free. Jack Billings. Top of the square. Long has it fisted away from him, but it's all the Saints at ground level. Loney. Left foot snap. Just dragged it across the face.
Good contest by Long. He was caught out on a much taller opponent, but he got it to ground, nearly created a goal.
Nathan Jones strides out of full-back. As Max Gawn his side sets a really good contested mark against two opponents. Been superb tonight, Maxi. Oh, that kick. It's ambitious to say the least. Saints everywhere. Smash back, Lewis. He's been really good tonight too. Out to Hunt. Now this man will run. He's got leg speed. Saw Oliver instead, went short.
Marshall's got back to help his defence, so they probably wouldn't go long here, Oliver.
What about that kick? That's just a, well, clanger. No other way to describe it.
That's a beautiful ball for Loney.
We've got numbers forward. Bruce is out.
Hunter Clark, really skillful. That's not a great ball for Sinclair.
Bruce is long down the line there, and he's going, give me a chance to compete. It's my job.
You must really love seeing that, Richo. Bruce, you're right. He was not only by himself, the kick then waited that long that if they'd gone to him, Lever had got back, McDonald had got back, so he would have ended up standing under the footy and copped a knee in the kidneys. That must infuriate key forwards.
Brayshaw floats it forward. Nathan Brown did well, Petty, to get it out of his hands. And Neil Bullen taken over.
Brett Ratten, Simon Goodwin. An evenly poised game, this one. A couple of minutes until three-quarter time. There's Max Gawn, beautifully done to Harms, who's looked dangerous. Forward of the footy. Was it a push out? Petty got a decent shove. Oh, clever effort. And the goal has been paid to Petrarca.
So third of the night for Christian Petrarca. What a ripper game of footy. Scoring at both ends, the ball's pinging around.
Jake's always involved, isn't he, in the... Oh, he paid a free kick.
No.
Melbourne free kick. Didn't have to do it. High contact. Get him. Clear it out, guys.
You could see that coming.
Yep. Okay. Right out.
So free kick paid while we're away. And it's against that man, you can see there, Jake Carlisle.
Well, he was frustrated after the goal, and him and McDonald were going at each other, and he's paid it for a high contact against Carlisle.
So Petty might just be gifted one here and give Melbourne back the lead. Sticks it through. And they all go to Jake Carlisle and let him know about it. So 2 in a row. That's what it's for. And, I suppose it was to the neck, but there's not a heap in it.
Yeah, but the umpire's right there, and you just got to get out of it.
Jake. Jake.
It's nothing serious. It's nothing, but he's right there, Jake.
Melbourne free kick. Didn't have to do it. High contact. Get him. Clear it out, guys. Not here.
That's the audio from the free kick we're listening to, and unfortunately Jake Carlisle is that sort of player you know you can bait. He gave away one a couple of weeks back to Sirha and abuse to the umpire, and they've sucked him in again, Jakey Carlisle, so he owes the Saints one. Surging forward is Gresham. Jones the other way, like a bull.
On the ball, St.Kilda.
And the ball ran in to Hunter Clark.
It's a free kick on the ball. Let it go, on the line, let him up.
This game's got some good spice in it. Jake Carlisle coming straight up the ground in the meantime. I reckon Brett Ratten's going to give him a nice ear bashing. Membry picks it up, Savage. Here comes Long from way back. Brayshaw, well played.
They're straight onto the phone, Jake Carlisle. There's Rats having a chat.
He'd like a lip reader on this. He's copping a
bit
nice
going
one.
on, isn't there?
And I like that sort of coaching, Dave. I don't mind that.
McDonald. Gone. And that ball out, I thought. Not paid. Rowan Marshall went and found it. Hunter Clark. And then Wilkie. Big Max has controlled that nicely. Oliver. Wagner. Petty easily taken out of it by Nathan Brown.
Doesn't get beaten that often in a one-on-one, Nathan Brown. Very solid.
He goes long down the line, lever at the back to impact with a defensive spoil. Jetta, handball forward, but it's broken up by this young man, Hine. And then he lost the handle into the centre where the Saints have got numbers. Savage. Handball back to Payton. Now Long.
This game has genuinely stepped up a notch. Bruce has got off his marker. And he's a powerful kick, Josh Bruce. He'll go back and you would think have a shot at goal. 8 goals so far, 4 lead changes this quarter. And it might be a 5th. Josh Bruce can nail this one. Almost the Ben Brown style run-up he's going with here. 23-10 from set shots, and he's keeping a close eye on the countdown clock because we had it expire moments ago. Big kick coming up, Bruce. Looks pretty good off the boot. The Saints are back in front.
Three now on the night for Josh. 3/4 time. What a game of footy this is. Saturday night special. Seesawing encounter under the roof. It's the Saints by 4 points. Simon Goodwin comes charging down. Big final term coming your way. St Kilda, 4-point leaders.
Work from you, Richo. As always, there is Tim Member of those 3 goals that Richo pointed out. This is delicately poised 3/4 time. You imagine Brett Ratten, interim coach, who's put his hand up. Love to get a win. Simon Goodwin's just had a really harsh year. The D's desperate for a win. All on the line here.
Here we go.
Saturday night footy. Bounce favours Max Gawn. Salem taking a turn the centre bounce. Maxi just shins it forward. Neil Bullen picked it up. Got some separation from his defender. Fritch's good touch to Smith. Clayton Oliver, can the D's get the first? Good looking attempt. Clayton Oliver. Good for that man. He's worked hard. As always, they pay a lot of attention, but to slick forward and kick the first goal, it gives Melbourne the lead immediately back.
Couldn't clear the ball, the St Kilda defence, and Clayton Oliver. That's a really nice goal. Turned 22 during the week, guys, and the youngest player ever in the history of the game to have 1,000 contested possessions before he was 22.
Max Gawn kicking in danger, I suspect.
Says a bit about
free kick.
how good Oliver's been in his first few years.
Here you go, take the free kick on.
Yeah, we get a little pile-on happening.
Out now.
Dunstan. Handball to a player who was instantly confronted, and there is your man, and he gets it to Hunt. And Hunt slips it over the top. Finds Petty. Got players out everywhere, Melbourne. He goes looking for Harms, takes it top of the square.
Doesn't that kill your defence? A turnover like that in the middle of the ground. Your defenders have got no hope because they're running offensively to make position. And that was a horrible turnover.
James Harms from directly in front. As we see the Dunstan free. Should make it 2 in a row here for the D's. Good start to this final term. No problem for him. So hot start for Melbourne in this final term. It has been end to end, this game of footy.
It's hard to understand what he was thinking there with that little 3-metre forward hand pass in the middle of the ground. It was never on. That was a gift for Melbourne.
Thank you. Goal square, Melbourne.
Costly turnover, and the D's jump out in the last quarter. 2 quick goals.
Here we go.
So Marshall starting on the side of the square there, trying to take the run of Max Gawn. Oliver
Holding the ball. Yeah, I'm watching the footy.
I agree with you, JB. He's a good umpire, Matt Stevick. No fuss. He communicates well with the players.
About to say, got very good control with his communication too.
Play on.
That one's been called to play on. Marshall back to Brown. They're going to go around the outside. Carlisle's had a fascinating night. They put a lot of time into him with Jordan Lewis. Spent a little bit of time up forward as well. Really good look at what confronts him. Oh, Maxi's been great. Big improvement in his game over the last couple of years has been that. His ability to stand strong and take good marks when his side needs it.
McDonald to Lever.
Up there, thank you.
Interesting. See where he goes from here. Jake Lever steers it low and wide. Out of the hands of Wagner. Numbers here with the Saints. Dunstan snuck forward. Gresham taken in a good tackle. The Wagners combine. And then end on end. Frost, big ball to win here. Caulfield stripped of it. Petty just managed to get it out of there. And now it's Petrarca who brings it away to Oliver. Smith to fly in from the side, never got his hands up. Fritsch will want his left side. Instead of that, he got his left hand. Petty, Salem, back to Oliver.
Coming up for disposal, number 21, Clayton Oliver has kicked a goal. Jack Steele's been tracking him for most of the night from behind Carlisle. Neil Bullen couldn't handle it. It was a hot footy. Another big fist punched in there by Oscar McDonald. Dunstan's doing his best work, as always, around the contest. Loney's little handball and a half a fumble from Hunter Clark. Back to Steele. That's an ugly-looking ball, but might be okay. Nunes was really good. Loney dragging the outer wing. Gresham's a good player. Wants to get it moving. Going back with a fright. Bruce, look at the courage. And the other way. Defensively, Hunt did a really good job.
He goes and finds it. In fact, it got beyond him to Salem. Normally uses it really well, and this is no exception to Petty.
Next pick. Play on.
Short. Max Gawn has made position. Back to Salem. Just latching onto the tempo a little here. Christian Salem. Jordan Lewis. Where does he go with it? Nicely checked ball for Angus Brayshaw. Beautiful kick. Brayshaw wants to take the game on and goes with a flat, hard ball inside 50, and it was Steele who got in the way.
Play on! Play on!
Any movement off the side of the mark. It's a really quick call to play on. Oh! Sam Frost got some elevation. Here's Josh Bruce. Billing slides one down the line and Akers accepts it. Memory wants it out the back. Akers umpiring and playing at the same time. He was trying to see if he could suck the umpire into a 50. Memory's had good hands at times tonight. Bruce worked hard. Gresham got it out nicely. Sinclair, good-looking kick, and Nick Hine. Oh, it's Loney. Little Jack Loney coming off. Very big game. 4 goals, career high last week, Jack Loney.
15 seconds.
So the little man Loney, 4 last week, searching for his first of the night. Just a couple of behind so far. It's a big kick. Directly in front, Jack Loney. He's got it.
Well, they soaked up a little bit of pressure, the Saints, and they get one back the other way.
Notice this at 3/4 time. I love this from Brett Ratten. He would have been really disappointed in Jake Carlisle, but didn't go down there and give him a spray. Carlisle knew he'd done something wrong. He'd given away the goal to Harrison Petty. Brett Ratten just went to him, would have said something along the lines of, I need you for this last quarter. Let's get that one back. Really good coaching.
Gawn almost another clearance on his own. Baker, tumbling ball wide. Petrarca. And Payton, it was Payton who won it nicely.
Petrarca, is that
Petrarca down? He's down, isn't he?
I think it was Steele put a good shepherd on.
Lever dropped what he normally would have taken. Frost thumped the handball back to Hibbard. Now Harms. Very slow to get up, Christian Petrarca. Viney. To a nest of players in the air, only Saints hands to the ball. It's worried out of the hands of Clark and over.
So look at what happened to Christian Petrarca. He like a lot in it, but he got it holding his sort of rib area, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he's going to be okay. They need him. He's been good tonight. 3 goals.
Maxey tried to slap it forward. Connect with the ball. Viney fighting hard, red hot footed to be won this one, and Saints fans are asking for deliberate off the boot of that man. Some good tough players around this ball. Jack Viney, Clayton Oliver, Harms for the D's. Got Steele and Seb Ross. Marshall got first hand on it. Big ball to be won here. Who can get it? Harms has been really good tonight. Manages to hack the kick forward. Through the hands of Neil Bull and Hunter Clark. Superb. Just burst away from half-back. Seb Ross, time and space. And that is beautiful. Superb kick to Bruce.
Yeah, great stuff by Hunter Clark. And it's through the middle of the ground. Makes it a lot easier for Bruce. Let's have a look at Hunter Clark there. Good strength in his body, broke a tackle, kept the ball in the corridor, and that means Bruce can lead anywhere. He had plenty of space. A nice play set up by Hunter Clark.
109th game of AFL football tonight for Josh Bruce. 197-centimetre, big, powerful man. You feel like he's coming into the prime of his career. He stands up. Can he deliver for the Saints? He's snuck it home. 4 goals, Josh Bruce.
7 goals between Membry and Josh Bruce. They might just be the difference. St Kilda have looked more dangerous inside 50 as far as marking power goes. 16 marks inside 50 tonight. Melbourne down the other end have only taken 8. So they look more dangerous. It could be a huge factor here, these tall forwards in the last 12 minutes.
Isn't that the future of this club? Hunter Clark.
He's shown enormous development the second half of this year, Hunter Clark. Probably best on ground last week. And he's been solid tonight.
Back up Ruckman into the middle.
You just love it as a forward when the ball is coming fast and through the middle of the ground. There's nothing much a defender can do at all.
Smith down, Dunstan couldn't quite reel it in.
Straight back here this one.
Has ebbed and flowed all night this game. Lots of lead changes, lots of momentum swings.
Play on.
Beautifully done, Gresham. Blake Acres with a bounce. Can load up from long range. Membry gets it out the back. Well done, Jetta.
Approaching the halfway mark of this final quarter. Less than a goal in it. Oscar McDonald, ball in hand.
Play on.
Long one down the line. You're normally waiting for Max Gawn. He's having a rest at the moment. Brayshaw. The truck has been good. Good play, Angus Brayshaw.
You've got numbers here, Melbourne.
Oh, yeah, and well done too. Neil Bullen got the front and centre. Petty got it out the back. Back to Neil Bullen. The quick reply coming up. Neil Bullen gets it. Oh, great stuff.
Changes in this game already.
How many, JB?
8. It's been a beauty. That's just in the second half.
Just had an outnumber in their forward half.
Amazing.
Christian Petrarca's had a terrific night, and just that subtle little tap on there, so clever to Angus Brayshaw, who'd worked hard to get involved again, and then strangely, Melbourne had more numbers in their forward line than what St Kilda had defenders. That doesn't happen too often.
They had 3-on-1 there. That's hard to explain if you're a Saints fan.
Dunstan sideways with his ball. Baker, Billings. Nullify each other, although Billings did well to get it to Gresham, and then Gresham got it back to him. Bouncing ball forward. Evades everyone except for Hibberd. That's too hot for the intended target in Oliver, and Ross takes the mark. Seb Ross called to go. Just had to spit the handball sideways. Savage. High ball forward. Lever the big fist. Hine taken in a really good tackle. Oliver clean, but then his handball was astray. Dunstan. Viney. He was taken in a very good tackle. Nate Jones, where does he go? Just has to pound it high. It's going to work to Neil Bullen.
Yeah, nice poise there from the experienced Nathan Jones. 282 games. Only David Neitz has played more games for Melbourne than that man there, Nate Jones. That's an awkward ball for anyone to take. Hibberd's going to come in and clean it up. Runs into a serious Saints pressure. Gresham, Billings, Seb Ross. Some class involved in that, but Ross under pressure has kicked it off the side of the boot and out of bounds on the full. 1 point ball game.
All of a sudden, the composure's just evaporated out of this, hasn't it? It's really starting to tighten up. Jake Lever. Just gets to, no, it doesn't to Oliver. This is what we're talking about. Now Hibbard's got to go and find it. Hines got hold of him. Ball on the ground. Long's really dangerous. Gets around a couple, does he? No. No, high tackle.
High free kick.
Ben Long.
Second tackle was high. Come back on.
Blake Acres, yeah, just coming to the bench to get the shoulder checked out. And they're contesting the forward line. I'll let you know what the Docs think of that. If he can come back on, he looks pretty sore.
To give the Saints back the lead. Make it a 9th lead change in this second half. Runs a bit of an arc. Bends it back beautifully. So second of the night for Ben Long.
9th lead change.
Amazing.
I reckon there's going to be another one too. Another couple maybe.
Here's that Blake Acres injury there. Just straight away felt it in that collision with Hibbard. Been checked out on the bench. You can see it already strapped there. The Docs have had a bit of a look of it and just said, see how it settles for a minute or so, but certainly not comfortable sitting there, but I'm sure he'll be keen to get back out there.
11 lead changes for the game, 9 of those in the second half. Ferocious contest unfolding in the last quarter. Harms, can he get through? Ross got him beautifully. Sinclair to Billings. Loney took care of an awkward ball, then the strength of Jones reefed it out of his hands. Ross gets back involved. Good enough to dance his way through the tackle and sticks it out wide. Jack Steele. Oscar McDonald. Josh Bruce gets back. Tries to steamroll the little man Jetta.
I'd be getting Bruce as your deepest forward. Get him back in the goal square. It's looking dangerous.
Gone down. Sinclair shoved himself to ground, and that's holding the ball. Very clear from Matt Stevick. He said you took yourself to ground and then didn't release the footy.
Stay behind, Angus. Hold there, Josh. Thank you.
Lever.
Play on. Yours.
That's not going to work, and it stays in. Worst result. Saints go back inside 50, but it's not a great ball. Nate Jones. Salem, they love it in his hands. Brayshaw now with work to do. The ball wasn't great for him. Turnover. And now it's Sinclair. Late in the game, outside 50, it'll take his absolute best.
Yeah, some poor kicks from Melbourne exiting their defence. That one there into the middle of the ground. Dangerous kick, and Lever's kick out wide. Didn't hit the target. Some poor skill errors.
Jack Sinclair. To extend this lead, he kicks it into the man on the mark. Amazing. Steele. Around the body to a real dangerous place. Marshall slapped it back. The snap came from Hind, hits the post.
This game is seriously heading up. Goal the difference. How about that? Harms. And then Hind had a golden opportunity to go begging. Carlisle. Mark's been paid.
Haven't had a draw this year either in the AFL. What? Might get our first one here tonight.
Carlisle just goes sideways. Hunter Clark. Been impressed with him, Richo.
Yeah, he's been really good again. 22 touches. Quite composed for a young player.
Huge pack. Forms Gresham. Yeah, well done by Wagner. Brayshaw. Very capable left foot kick. Angus Brayshaw, but their structure's just evaporated a bit. Ahead of the ball at the moment, the D's.
Hard to get through at the moment. The Saints got them trapped.
Pat now send it right back. It's a real up and under job. Maxi Gawn from behind. Oscar McDonald dumped in a lonely tackle.
No prior.
You see Nathan Brown, the experience in defence. He's got his team well positioned. It's going to be really tough for Melbourne to get out of this situation.
Ross steps through with brilliance. Gave it to Loney in all sorts of room. And he's missed.
Had too much time.
Brett Ratten can't believe it. But it's 7 points. And that may end up being a factor. Jetta. They go long in the air to Max Gawn. Does it get behind him? Yes, it does. Geordie Lewis taken out of it. Nate Jones with a big fist. Harms the don't argue. And then he goes with a wide one that misses the target.
Caulfield gets the resultant free kick. 5 minutes remaining in this game. 7 points the margin. A lot of this long down the line. It's a real trend in footy. Maxi Gawn nearly took a ripper.
Mine.
He's almost become a bit like Jack in the Pack at the schoolyard, Richo.
Bruce has been enormous with his contest just in this last 5 minutes. He's just forcing it to ground in outnumbered situations. Nathan Brown's got the defence well set up.
Marshall, that's a big win. Timely 1-2. Sinclair. Wagner punches it away. Frost. Oh, he's copped it straight back up to Nunes. Good courage. Going back, Nick Hind. He's a rip with this little man. And Hind kicks a massive goal. They found one here. I'm telling you, he's got a bit of the tip rat about him.
You love him, don't you?
He's got a bit of tip about him, and that's a very good thing.
A bit of tip about him.
If you're a Saints fan and you can get hold of another Stevie Milne, it's a happy day. And Brett Ratten, he breathes a big sigh of relief.
Jeez, Frost, where's that handball going?
Look at this, though. Yeah, that is opening yourself right up. He deserved the goal.
Look at the celebration too, Jim.
Yep.
I'm telling you, there's a bit of Stevie Milne about him.
That'll make Saints fans happy. 15-5 inside 50s in this term. And they're about to do it again through Marshall. Lever goes back and finds it in the air. 4 minutes 20 to kick 3 goals.
Well, everything's got to be corridor now for Melbourne. No point going out wide. You've got to kick 3 goals.
Well, they do, and it's steered back into Loney's hands. Take all the time, young man.
It's just a weight of numbers in the end for Melbourne. 58 entries to St.Kilda 38.
Billings again going back with the flight nicely. This has been the tale of Melbourne's season, hasn't it? They've found themselves in good positions in games all year, only to fade late. 19
marks now inside 50. They've only conceded 38 to Melbourne tonight, which is a great defensive effort, considering Melbourne average 57 on the year.
Jack Billings can shut the door. Tough shot for a left footer. If he sticks this through, the Saints are home, you think. He has. It keeps happening. Interim coaches take over and this momentum just follows them. Amazing. Two in a row, Brett Ratten.
Jack Billings, big celebration.
Look at that, 84 points they've scored on turnover.
Remarkable stat that is. And Brett Ratten, he's looking at back-to-back wins. His first two as interim coach of the Saints. Staking a claim for that job on a full-time basis. And there is the tackle pressure on display. I said at the start of the night, you go back and look at Brett Ratten's coaching record. He 120 games as coach of the Blues, took them to 3 final series. This last year, they were 11 wins, 11 losses. Yeah, so stacks up pretty well in hindsight, Brett Ratten. Went to Hawthorn under Alistair Clarkson, and now Brett Ratten puts himself into the market big time. Jeddah, these need something special from here. Can they extract the footy? It won't come out.
Hey, Lingy, down to you. It's staggering that Melbourne can go from being the best team in the comp at defending and turnover to the worst inside a season.
Oh, it absolutely is, JB. That's the biggest glaring change in the game. They just cannot defend through the middle of the ground, and that back six is just completely exposed. There's no mechanism to stop it once there's been a turnover, and the transition hasn't been good, and tonight it's been exploited so well by the Saints. They've been terrific. Full credit to them, but Melbourne have got a big pre-season of working on their defensive transition and stopping those scores from turnovers.
Steele. Long and high, Membry in front, that's a good grab.
And they've had more targets, Slingy too. Membry and Bruce, the two keys, got on the scoreboard, provided huge contest in the air.
Another entry in this final term. They've had plenty of them. It's punched away from Gawn. Ball up.
There's your time in forward half. They've been a real force, the Saints. Superb performance. They had the first 3 goals of the game kicked against them. The D's jumped right out of the blocks in this one, and it's been a good effort. Really enjoyed Rowan Marshall and Max Gawn head-to-head tonight. Marshall's going to be a really good player for the Saints. Max right at the top of his game. Wagner dispossessed, Viney dispossessed. Live ball in there, look at Viney fight his way back in and pinballs around. Good to see Akers back out there. Petrarca got dumped by a couple of tacklers. Dunstan in there. Seb Ross has been superb, and Saints trapped inside forward 50.
Five-goal final term has set this up for the Saints. Membry now sitting behind the ball, did that nicely. Max Gawn got his way to the front, was fisted away from him. Loney's out. We'll go with the outside of the boot looking for Bruce. That's going to bend the wrong way. And go out of bounds on the full.
Oh, not sure about that one. Under Clark. They're going to get another late goal here. And that from Jack Billings, you'd almost give him 99 out of 100, and he's missed.
So exciting for the Saints and their fans. Look at that. Tells you all you need to know about their dominance late in this game. Jeddah's handball forward. Salem, Oliver. Salem got it back. Petrarca, Hunt to Brayshaw. And now Neil Bullen can run in and kick a simple goal. Instead of that, he went for the handball to Fritsch. And it busted through his hands. Ball out of play.
Just that one handball too many. It was exciting to watch, but someone had to get boot to ball. Gawn and Marshall again. Caulfield's kick ricocheted off the back of a teammate. Gresham slides in. Wagner down there at ground level. Carlisle eventually concedes a rush behind. So there's the siren. The Saints win Saturday night footy at Marvel Stadium, and Brett Ratten has got 2 wins from 2 starts as the coach of the Saints.
Well done. 5 goal to 3 final term. Got the job done for the Saints. And this miserable season continues for Melbourne. Just have not been able to get going at all, the Demons. Hunter Clark, so much to like about what that gentleman on screen's bringing to the table. Nick Caulfield, so there's a couple of the young boys that are going to bring so much joy to this St Kilda supporter group. Just a change of coach, it's incredible how often it happens. Down to you, Cameron.
Well, Brucey, that was a good win, a great win. 2 from 2 under Rats.
Yeah, 2 from 2 under Rats. Always seems to be the way when you get a new coach, but we're loving our footy at the minute, and credit to Melbourne, that was a hard-fought game. They stuck with us, and we're glad to break through at the end. So
Your scores from turnovers tonight were incredible. Did you feel that out there? If you could create enough pressure, that forward, all of you guys in the forward line were always going to be a chance?
yeah, that's exactly right. It's the same as last week. We're just trying to stop the ball a bit closer to goal, and then, as you know, on turnover, you get much better looks going the other way instead of defending deep inside your 50 and then trying to go all the way through them. It's really hard, so definitely makes life easier as a forward.
You and Timmy Membry working beautifully together again. You've got that combination where you're not ever really competing for the same ball, are you?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Skunk, we call him Skunk. Skunk and I have probably played, 75, 80 games together now. We really understand each other's game. So, yeah, he's obviously having a great season, and love working alongside him.
From one of the big boys in the forward line, I'm going to go and grab Jade Gresham as well. He was superb tonight, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a star. He'll win a Brownlow one day. He's an absolute gun. I love him. And, yeah, love his little right foot inside out kicks to me. He's good. So
well done tonight, mate. Great job. I've got to find him somewhere. He has ducked away. Before I grab Jade Gresham, I want to grab Nick Hine. Well done tonight, mate. Sorry to interrupt you there, but Luke Darcy was pumping you up big time. He loved the job that you did in the forward line, pressure on, kicking goals. He compared you to the great Stevie Milne. That's a nice compliment.
Yeah, I don't know about that. We've got a few more goals to go than him. He was a star, though, wasn't he, Milne? Cheers.
Do you look at somebody like that, or anyone who you do base your game on, you think, if I can play like that bloke, I can build a pretty good career for myself?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You watch his highlight reel and that sort of stuff, and you think, yeah, it'd be nice to be like him. But no, I just try and keep my role pretty simple, play the team way, bring my pressure, and hopefully get on the end of a few because I like a goal.
Footy's pretty simple too, isn't it? 2 from 2. It's a good game.
Oh, no, I've played a couple. I've had a few losses, but no, it's nice to get a couple of wins.
Well, under Brett Ratten, he's obviously given you guys a lot of confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. Hasn't changed a lot, but yeah, it's a real good belief for the group at the moment. And we've always had that belief all year, but some games haven't gone our way. But yeah, just hopefully grind out the rest of the year and keep playing good footy.
Well done tonight. Great job. They've all run away from me now, but I'm going to grab Jade Gresham. He's just talking with the PA system here at the moment, St Kilda home ground, but as soon as I can grab him, I'm going to grab him. I'm a bit scared to butt in though, JB, because he is talking to all the St Kilda fans right now. So I'm going to steal him away right now. Sorry, Jade, to grab you, talking to the Saints fans out there, but a terrific win tonight.
Yeah, it's awesome to get the win. It's been a sort of up and down year, and the boys, stuck at it all for the 4 quarters today, and it's really pumped to get the win.
There was a heap of mistakes in that first half, but it just felt like the second half, you guys, the confidence just built, and once you turned that ball over, it was flying down.
Yeah, was a red hot game. You know, the pressure was right on and from both sides. So, you know, we stuck at it all for the 4 quarters, and it's good to get the 4 points.
Rowan Marshall up against one of the biggest jobs in footy, Maxie Gawn. Max was quite good tonight, but he never stopped battling and gave you guys a chance at ground level.
Big Row, you know, always has a crack, and he's improved so much this year. We really, you know, love the way he goes about, and, you know, Gawn played it right, but I thought he'd done really well as well. So. And
your own, we're just chatting with Josh Bruce. He said he loves just the way that you move and the little outside of the boot right foot kicks to him. You guys have obviously got a great connection, yourself and Brucey, and also Tim Membry.
Yeah, obviously we're really good mates. So, you know, he's always telling me during the week, kick the ball to me, kick the ball to me. So, if I don't kick it to him, he sprays me. So I'll have to kick it to him. So, yeah.
Just gives you a little reminder, does he?
Yeah, he lets me know. So, no, he's a good fella.
Well done tonight. Great job.